the great rewiring of childhood. This is a phrase by Jonathan Haidt. He wrote a book called The Anxious Generation. And he shows in the book, why is there a massive increase in anxiety and depression in young people, particularly girls, young girls, teenage girls. So he puts it down to the colossal increase in particularly social media. And he kind of maps out the change. He's saying the internet came in the 90s. It was good. It was helpful information there. The smartphones came in, also useful and information. But the coming in of social media and then the front-facing phone, where just a colossal amount of data that is shared, has just put this huge pressure. Because peers, what your peers think is, if they think well of you, it is a dream. If they think bad of you, it is nightmare. And so this kind of thing. So he puts down two things that before in community life, and what he advocates is he talks about the virtual community and the real community. And what he advocates for, of course, is more of the real community. And they say that the anxiety is less in people, children who are more involved in sports and more involved in community, particularly religious communities. They're less inclined by those things. But so many people now live in two worlds. They live in the real world and in the virtual world. And more of their time is in the virtual world. And these things are only increasing. Facebook, Meta have put billions of dollars into their new metaverse. The metaverse, instead of universe, it's called metaverse. Instead of living in a universe, you live in a virtual universe. You can buy virtual clothes, digital clothes. You can buy virtual property, digital property spaces. And the total immersion, the iPhones, kind of glasses that you put on, and many other things. So it's only getting more. AI is adding to it again. But here's what he says. He says, in normal communities, the bar for entry and the bar for exit is very high, meaning that communities don't let anybody in that easily. They take time to see who they are. They want to know, do they fit with the values? They want to know, are they going to bring in a set of values into their community that opposes their community and that will damage it? So the entry is high and the exit bar is very high. It's difficult to leave your community. It's difficult to leave the community you're brought up in. And because your whole life is wrapped up in it, everything, your relationships, your, where you will live, and in many cases who they're going to marry, all of these things are tied up in the community. So it's not an easy exit. If you exit, where are you going to go? But in the virtual community, the bar for entry is easy. You just fill in a form. You just sign up and you're in. And the bar for exit is easy. Exit, quit, and you're out of the community. So one of the things that does is when the bar for entry is high and when the bar for exit is high, you value relationships more. You don't just throw them away. You manage your emotions better. You manage your relationships better because you don't want to be put out of the community. But in the other one, it's, well, if I quit, I'll join another one. I'll just kind of exit this one and join another online community, whether by my real name or by another name, it doesn't matter. And so the second thing, he just gives these few things, is that they are embodied. Maybe that's the one other thing that I'll say about it. He gives four, but I'll just give this one other one, is that communities, of course, are embodied. We are physical people. We meet people. We meet face to face. We talk. We shake hands. We play football. We are together. We have all the eye contact. We see the body language. We pick up the very small little subtle things that body language and other things show us. Tones of voices much more. Some of this is not available. Of course, we are not. The online world is a disembodied kind of experience to a great degree. I know there's video somewhat does it, video calls and such like that. But this is missing, and it's a huge part of who we are as people. So he just advocates his. He is an educator in New York. He is in schools and also in universities, and he sees the effect in among the students. And so he gives some kind of suggestions on how to do it. But maybe I'd say more than anything, is that it is a huge problem. He shows the increase in anxiety and depression, 160%. You know, much more anxiety, more among girls. Maybe depression more among young boys, because of the different nature. It's the so it's a colossal problem. It's a growing problem, and it is, huge in the Western world, meaning America, Canada, UK, Australia. Uh, it seems that it is just as much. I am interested in more, not from an academic point of view, but because I am beginning to see it now, that some people I know who have been kind of a little disturbed this way or that way, wherein I thought it was, actually, I wasn't really sure what it was, but it has all the symptoms of this very high anxiety rate, a huge addiction to the phone, and and a colossal pressure because of what the peers perceive on the different social media, and that. Anyway, something to look at. We have a community life. We have a real community life, and it is valuable to develop it, to create it, to make different places for people to be together in real life, and form real community. Uh, I'd like to say more, I can't, but I can just maybe at least say, think about these things. It is a phenomena, and it is having an effect that is, um, what would I say? It's very marked, 160% increase. And the main shift in the data over the years is that very slow, but the big upward curve in an increase in anxiety is really when Instagram started taking its momentum. When you start getting your front face cameras and Instagram, and just in the years following that, the increase in anxiety has spiked. Okay, anyway, something to think about. Let's stay in a community, a real community. Amen.